Good afternoon all. Welcome to the new TVF self-service portal. Thank you for all attending. My name is Liam and I'm joined here today by my colleague Darren. We've both been heavily involved in the implementation of our new ticketing system. So today we'll be walking you through step by step the new areas and new features, and hopefully we'll be able to answer any and all questions you have towards the end of this introduction. To begin with our introduction to our new ticketing system, in front of you will find the login screen. From here you'll be able to enter the credentials that have been sent to you by the Voice Factory and simply log in, and you'll find yourself on the home page of our new site. From the new home page you'll see many different menu items containing various useful pieces of information. Along the blue bar at the top we have several links to various useful third parties that we use. On the left hand side of the screen we have our menu, which allow you to navigate your way around the site. And in the main section of the site we have a ticketing list of all of your open tickets, which allows you to drill down and get further details as well as add notes. You also have a box containing tickets requiring your attention. These are tickets that have been actioned by a Voice Factory engineer and are set to currently awaiting customer. If you see any ticket in here, please endeavour to look into them as soon as possible, as they may well be requiring action on your part. To the right of tickets requiring attention we have upcoming planned maintenance. From this window you'll be able to see any upcoming planned maintenance from the Voice Factory which may have an impact on any services. To find out more details, as well as times, dates, and what service areas are affected, you can simply click on the link and it will take you into the ticket for further details. And finally, on the top right hand side of the screen you'll see your name and a drop down box. From here you'll be able to log out of the ticketing system, as well as enter my profile, where you will be able to edit your own personal information.
Hi all, so we're just going to talk about the differences between service requests and incidents in this new system. So service requests are prefixed by two letters, which are S and R, whereas incidents will be I and N. So basically the difference between this is incidents are for issues that affect live service, anything from an individual affected up to a whole site or a whole platform. Whereas service requests would be, for instance, anything from group configurations through to password resets or PIN resets. So just to take a look, first of all, a bit further into incidents. If we just open up there. Okay, so as you can see, once you drill into incidents, it gives you a bit more detail on your open tickets. So you've got summary, priority, category, status, date it was opened, and you can also see which engineer has last modified your ticket. If we just drill into one of those. Okay, so you have the standard ticket options, so you can choose to close your incident, add a note, or add an attachment. So going back into the list view, if you close the ticket won't show in this list, but you can still do a search for any ticket. You can search on keyword, or if you know the specific incident ID you can also search on that. Okay, service requests. If we look at service requests, then same as incidents, you can see them in the list in more detail than on the home page. Again, clicking into the service request, we can see the options you have there are cancel service request, add a note, you can check out the history of the ticket, and you can also add attachments. Add attachments will put the attachment directly into the ticket for the engineer to see. Just to go into incidents and service request categories available at the moment, I'll just show you an example of logging a new incident. So all these fields are pre-populated from your profile, which you can edit in My Profile, but you will have basic information there if you've got access to the portal, because it'll be as a contact in our system. But if you wanted to put in your phone number, for example, you can do that in the menu. Okay, so the priorities you can log as an incident are severity 1, for example, platform down; severity 2, which would be, for example, a site down for a customer; severity 3 would be a normal with maybe one or a small amount of people are affected on one site; and severity 4 would be something like an information request. So we can also now report what the impact is that the incident is affecting. So it can be end customer whole site, end customer 1 user, end customer greater than 5 users, end customer less than 5 users, partner all end customers, or partner multiple end customers. This extra information can help us in the troubleshooting process. Okay, so category wise, we select our category. Now for incidents, we're looking more for the symptoms. So we've put top level categories, which should be pretty easy to identify by the incident. And we also have subcategories as well. So anything from call restrictions to no audio, through to hardware problems, through to mobile app problems. So for this example, we're going to choose either a call processing or call quality, as with these categories you also get asked to provide examples. So let's just choose one-way audio. Okay, and we'll just put some characters in there. So instead of submit, because we have examples to fill in, we have a next button, which looks like this. So we're asking for call number, callee number, time of call, description of symptom, frequency, and whether it can be replicated easily. So to add in examples, you just click the add button and you get the fields that we need information for. We won't fill in that now. Okay, so we can add as many examples as you wish, but we usually ask for around 3 for these type of instances. Once you've added your examples, you can click on the submit button. Okay, so let's just move on to service request categories. So let's log a new service request. With service requests, the priorities are slightly different. You have the ability to log a standard, which is a 3-day SLA, a quick call, which I'll come to in a minute, but they carry a 2-hour SLA, and an information request, which is longer. So let's go for P3 standard, and we'll choose a category. So as you can see, with service requests pretty narrowed down. So it's a Kixie, Broadworks, HD Conference Bridge, and a number of others that you could choose, as opposed to the incidents, which are more describing the symptoms. With service requests you can be more specific. So the only one to mention there is quick calls. So quick calls you can expect to be resolved within 2 hours, if not sooner. Things like call forwards, password resets for UC1, PIN resets for maybe Anyway or voicemail. Again, we choose a title and a description, and there's no examples needed in this case, so we click submit, and that logs your ticket. And just to let you know, guys, as well, you can reply directly to your email notification when you have a new ticket logged, a note added, or a close notification to directly update the ticket. So by replying to the service desk and making sure your ID is in the title, this will update the ticket for the engineer as well directly. So you don't have to go into the portal for every ticket if you don't want to.
The next area that we will look at in our tutorial is the number management section. For those of you familiar with the current porting process with the Voice Factory, much of this will seem very familiar to you. Upon navigating to the number management section, you'll see 2 tables, one for all of your current porting requests and one for all of your current provisioning requests. In the left-hand table, you'll see all of your current open port orders, and you'll be able to drill into them for further details, as well as to add notes or to see any new updates from the Voice Factory. In a similar story, the provisioning request table will also have a list of all of your currently open provisioning requests, as well as some details and the ability to drill in to find out further details, add notes, attachments, and be able to see any updates from the Voice Factory. You will also notice some sections that have been renamed. For example, in this provisioning ticket, we have a number request form. We will go into these in further detail once we log some example tickets. From here, you will also be able to use the search function to open up any of your current tickets or closed tickets. Simply enter the ticket ID, the current status, including closed, or a keyword. Once you've entered the correct details, you'll see a list of all of the relevant tickets that you have open displayed below. And from here, you'll be able to view details of each of these separately. We will now look at logging some example tickets. To log a new ticket, in the same way as you would for instance and service requests, simply navigate over to the menu on the far left and click New Number Management. This will open up a new ticket in exactly the same way you would in instance or service requests. However, it's not until you get to the category section that you'll start to notice the difference. Within here, you'll be presented with 2 different categories, porting and provisioning. For those of you who are already familiar with our porting and numbers per team within the Voice Factory, most of these will seem very familiar to you. For the purposes of this example ticket, we will simply be logging a standard geographical UK port order. Once you've selected the category that you require, simply enter a title and a description for your ticket. And click Next. From here, you'll be presented with our new porting form. This form is a new replacement for the original port form Excel sheet that we send to all of our resellers. We are hoping with this new integrated porting form, it will be far easier and more streamlined to include the relevant details that you require for your port order to be processed. Within here, you will see all of the same fields that were included in the original porting form, including main billing numbers, DDI ranges, proposed dates, losing service providers, as well as installation details. Once all of these details have been successfully added, simply submit, and you will be then presented with a new page where you will be able to attach your LOA, which are required for all port orders. Here you can see the section at the bottom of the screen where you are able to add attachments such as a PDF LOA. Once that has been attached to your existing order, it will then be picked up by the porting team in the Voice Factory, who will then go on to log your order. The next example we will log is a provisioning ticket. In exactly the same way that you logged your existing porting ticket, it's simply new number management, except this time in the category you select provisioning. For the purposes of this demonstration, we will simply request new UK-based DDIs. Simply select add numbers, enter a title, distinguish your ticket, and add a description. And select next. This time, however, we are presented with the numbers requisition form. This form is a new addition to the numbers process within the Voice Factory, and hopefully should allow our customers to add all of the relevant details they might need for a number requisition or any form of provisioning order. From here, you'll be able to select the amount of DDIs that you are ordering, as well as the area codes and if they are in consecutive ranges and installation addresses. Once all of the relevant details have been filled out, it will simply be a case of submitting your ticket for the attention of the numbers team. Now that you've seen those two examples of both a porting request and a new provisioning request, I will now hand you over to Darren to explain in further detail the maintenance area of the website.
Okay, so the next part is we're just going to look at the maintenance notifications. The upcoming planned maintenance notifications will show on your home screen as we've mentioned. However, you can drill a bit further into maintenance by selecting it on the left hand side, and in this area you can just see any historic planned maintenances which have been closed off. You could also be able to view any historic emergency maintenance. Again, we can click into the maintenance to show the details of what happened. Finally, we can come on to the knowledge base. So the knowledge base home screen, if you access on the left hand menu, we produced a FAQ there, so any general information that you're after. So how do I contact the support team, for instance, can be found here in this area. Obviously the numbers team or finance team. We also have the opening times for support, numbers and finance, and also for our out of hours service. Escalations, should the need arise for an escalation, you have your escalation point 1, escalation point 2 and escalation point 3. To actually access the knowledge base itself, we click on the search option on the left hand side. Okay, so as you'd expect, you can search on a keyword, so or phrase. If we search for Yealink in this instance, you can see it's returned a result at the bottom of the screen there. Just as a heads up, this is actually a work in progress at the moment, so this will be populated further as we go along. However, in the meantime, the existing knowledge base will still be available for you guys to use, and as soon as this is up to date, we can then move away from the existing one and into this one, and go from there. So as soon as we've completed the migration of all the articles, the legacy system will be turned off, and you'll be fully on this one for the knowledge base. So let's have a look at the actual article itself. We can click on view details, and which opens up the actual article and the author there. So we can scroll through this one, and you'll just notice we have a feedback form now for each article, so you can let us know what you think of it in a 5-star system, so whether it's 2-star or 5-star, and you can also let us know your comments. So this all helps towards the continuous improvement of our knowledge base. If we just take a step back to the search screen, as well as keywords, we can also search on category. So category will open up a list of things that you'll be able to search through. So if you know what you're looking for, you can just open up the different categories and select from there what you want to search for. Again, we've got one article in there. Again, we can scroll through and there's the article. So as I said, as we go along, this will become more populated and we'll migrate away from the existing knowledge base in Freshdesk.
We have now finished our overview of the new Voice Factory ticketing system. If you have any further questions, please let either myself or Darren know, and we will be happy to help. And if you have any suggestions or thoughts, please let us know or email them to us after the webinar. For your information, the go-live date for our new ticketing system is Monday the 22nd of May. From that point on, all new tickets will be logged through this system. Our old system, Freshdesk, will be still in use as a legacy system and will only be kept active to deal with pre-existing tickets or for archiving purposes. Any tickets left in Freshdesk after Monday the 29th of May will be migrated over to Vivantio. Thank you for all attending. I hope you found this very informative. And again, if you have any questions or concerns, please let either myself or Darren know after the webinar. Thank you very much.